Good evening.
Hello, sir.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
sir.
sir.
Hello, sir.
How are you guys?
Fine, sir.
Fine, sir.
Doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, how are the remaining of the Excel sessions? Any queries or any doubts you have in any of the concepts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No? Okay, good to hear that. I think we're waiting for a couple of more people, yes or no? Or do we have the full quorum?
Yes, sir. We are waiting for
We are
some
waiting for
more
some.
time.
Yep. Okay, let's just wait for 2 minutes. Usually to all of them. But meanwhile, let's see if there are any topics which we feel are pretty hard to accomplish. Okay, first let me ask the three people who have received it. So guys, the three people who have received the project earlier, any questions or any particular function that you're not able to solve in this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go one by one. Let me ask. So Mayank received it, Akash Verma received it, and Ramesh received it, right? So let me ask Akash first. Akash Verma.
Sir, function second and fourth.
Second, add a new column, decade, and convert all the years into decade. Okay. And fourth, add new column and name it tier and assign the data according to headquarters from sheet.
Sir, I have a doubt in pivot tables.
Is that Mayank?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mayank, like here only or separate other than the capstone project you have it out?
Sir, actually, I am doing practice for that, but it is little bit confusing for sometimes to
No,
do
my question is it related to the capstone project or it is outside the capstone project?
outside the capstone.
Okay, so let's take it at the end of the session, okay? I'll cover it then. Okay, in the capstone project, Mayank, do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. In cities option Pune, Mumbai, Delhi. So functions third option. There are
Huh.
multiple cities. How to add multiple cities? Where cities is equal to Bangalore, Pune. Just use this. How to use the syntax for that?
Interesting. Good question. Good question,
Sir,
Mayank.
I am using
Akash, can you
yes, I am using sir nested if function.
nested if, but what formula are you using? Can you send a syntax of this here?
Yes,
Let's
yes,
see if you have figured out
yes.
the assignment.
Just wait, sir.
Okay, meanwhile, the last person I want to ask first is Ramesh. Ramesh, any
Hi,
questions
sir.
that you have?
Yeah, no, sir. Yeah, I have to see check, sir, because I was in job these few days.
So you have not solved this yet.
Yes, sir. Not solved actually.
Okay,
My shift was changed to night shift.
no worries, no worries. So no questions because you have not solved. Not a problem.
Yes.
Okay, let's go one by one and let's achieve all of these together. Okay, there is a question on pivot tables also. So let's see where all we can reach.
Sir, I sent.
Okay, you sent that formula. Let me look at that. Good job, Akash. Very good job. I'm really impressed.
Sir, there is any other method for that kind of thing?
There is yes one error which you have made. Although you have used the OR function very beautifully, I really like it. But you will not be using the AND function. This AND function is wrong. The ampersand sign that we have used,
Yes.
that is where you have gone wrong. Okay, so I'll just change this function a little bit so that you understand it better. So we'll be solving the entire capstone project here on the screen. Okay,
Okay, sir.
we have Purnima joining and we have Manda joining, Chaitanya. So
Yes,
Purnima,
sir. Good evening. Good
good
evening,
evening,
sir.
Purnima.
Sorry, I'm late today.
No, no, no worries, no worries. Just tell me, have you received the capstone project?
Yes, sir.
Did
I
you
have
go,
received.
you go,
Yes,
you
sir.
went through it? Any questions that you have?
No, No, sir. Clear. Fine with it.
You were able to solve all of it?
I will try, sir.
You have tried or you haven't tried yet?
Uh, sir, tried it.
ये सॉल्व किया था?
सर ट्राई किया था पर मुझे नहीं लगता कि मतलब मैंने दिया था आंसर पर सही नहीं था.
ओके, इसका एक बार जो भी सिंटैक्स है तो सेंड इट ऑन चैट. ओके.
यस सर.
Okay. Chaitanya, what about you? Guys, please put yourselves on mute. I can hear some background noises. Akash, Pratap, thank you. Chaitanya, did you receive the project? Yes, no?
Sir.
I didn't hear you, Chaitanya.
He- Hello.
Yeah, yeah, Chaitanya.
Yes, sir. I have received, but there is some difficulty to solve.
Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's solve the entire project right here when all of us are together, okay? So I'm downloading an Excel copy of this.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Okay, all guys go on mute and I'll solve it right in front of you. If you have a question after any function, feel free to speak. Okay, I'll take a pause of 30
Yes.
seconds after every important function. The small ones, I'll just quickly do them. Okay, great. Okay, let's start from here only. This is our data set and this is the question paper. I'm copying it to a Word file here so that we can color all the ones green, which we have already done. Okay, so here we go. Increase the column width to appropriate sizes so that they are readable. Fairly simple. You select the data from here, from this arrow sign, and double click on any of the column margins. All of the columns have been adjusted so that the entire columns are readable. Okay. Format the header row in a suitable color. Align the header content in middle. Bold the content in headers.
Sir,
Yep.
sir, Shub is asking to take him in the class. He's requesting
Yeah,
Shub
this
Agarwal.
Phillips needs to do. Yeah, Phillips needs to do that. Let me just drop him a message again. Okay, I've dropped him a message. Let's continue. So, guys, the first four ones, we have done all of them in three projects. Any doubt anyone has on how to do these?
No, sir, but I want to know the shortest way or shortcut key for doing all in one.
No, all in one go you cannot do, okay? You have to do all of them separately.
Sir, just like I'm just watching any reel and it is showing select all, फिर Alt HOA then all the data is adjusted.
So, okay, those shortcuts were already told. I'll just repeat them. See, if you have to adjust all the columns, or let me type the shortcuts here, okay? Watch this. If you have to adjust the columns, you type Alt plus. Guys, don't get confused by this. You can also do the trick that you learned with mouse. I'm just showing you this in addition so that if you want to practice, you can practice. Right? Alt HOA. This is uh, yeah. This is how you uh, align the columns appropriately. Okay. Alt HOA. Format header row in suitable color. This you have to do manually only. You select this row. This is a color, so maybe you select this particular color. Bold the contents. You do a control B to bold it. Okay, so for bolding the contents, you do control plus B. For aligning the cell contents in the middle, you do alt plus H plus M plus C. Okay, so Alt H M C. Sorry, Alt H A M, not M C. Alt H A M. Alt H A M. Okay, so this is how you apply it in the middle, and this is how you apply it in the center. I hope it is clear. Draw the borders. If you have to draw the borders for all the cells, the shortcut is Alt HBA. Putting it here, Alt plus H plus B plus A. Okay, waiting for 10 seconds. Any questions anyone has on the basic formatting section?
Sir, alert plus H plus B plus A. How can it is possible press to some?
You press, okay, all the Alt shortcuts are pressed separately. You press Alt, then you press H, then you press
Okay,
O, and
okay,
then you press
okay.
A. Control shortcuts are pressed together. You press Control and B together.
यस सर वही
Okay?
मतलब मैंने ये सोचा कि एल्ट के साथ 3 से 4 मतलब की
नहीं नहीं
कैसे
नहीं,
मतलब
अलग 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 अलग. Alt के साथ you always press separately. Control के
ओके
साथ you press together.
ओके
Okay?
थैंक यू
Okay. Any further questions on basic formatting piece?
No, sir.
Perfect. Report making. Any questions? You just have to freeze the header row and hide unwanted columns. Fairly simple.
Done.
Sir,
Hmm.
one question that when there is third one, align the header content in the middle of the cell. That
Hmm.
BC one is the shortcut key, Alt plus H plus E plus M.
Yes. So the trick here is the question that you'll be asking is it's saying middle. Now middle is okay. I'll just show you by adding this. Middle is this.
Okay.
Do you see from top and bottom when it is aligned, it's middle. But
Yes.
if from left and right it is aligned, it's center.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so they have said middle in the question. That's why I showed you middle. For center, this is the shortcut button, and your shortcut just changes by C. Instead of M, you press C.
C.
Alt plus H plus A plus C for center. Okay, that's the only change.
हाइड
Okay,
का कुछ शॉर्टकट है क्या?
hide का shortcut है. So you select a column, press Control 0. The column will be hidden. Unhide का shortcut नहीं है. Unhide right click करके ही करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so hide unwanted columns, Control plus 0. Okay, unhide you have to do manually. Freeze का shortcut क्या है? Who will tell?
Sir,
बताओ.
enter Alt WFF.
Alt WFF. Right? This is the shortcut for freezing the rows. Any questions so far? Awesome.
नो सर.
Let's move to functions. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. Add a new column and create a new segment, which is a combination of headquarters dash sector. Okay, fairly simple. We have headquarters, we have sector. We add a new column here. Column is fairly large. Let's reduce its size. Okay, so headquarters, sector, and we do equal to this,
Equal to concatenate.
and you can use concatenate or you can use the ampersand sign. Let me just zoom in for your benefit. Is equals to this, and then you press a dash sign, then you press a and or this. You can use concatenate also, or you can use and sign also. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is a combination which has been created.
Sir, can you show that formula?
Yes. Just give me a minute, guys. Sorry.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Sir, done, sir.
Nice. Okay. Right. So this is how you create the segment. The next question is add a new column named decade and convert all the years into decade. For example, 1690 or 1696 will be converted to 169, 1960. Right. So, okay, where is the year?
Is equal to left.
Yeah, here is the is equal to left is one technique, but do you really want to go?
Sir,
Uh,
sir, clear fill. I don't exactly don't know the name, but it is like fill option or something.
for rounding
Automate
off.
the post. No, ma'am. No, sir. Sir, it is available in the data or the insert
Like
section.
for which
Fill
question?
option
What is the question that you are trying
for
to solve?
decade option.
For
I have to
decade.
fill the first row, then all the row will automatically be filled.
So that
Just
is
type it for manually the
yes,
first row.
yes, I know. Hang on. That is a very good technique that you are mentioning. The technique is known as flash fill.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
this is one of the techniques. I'm just bolding it. This is a bonus technique. You can do it using left function also. You can do it using round function also. Multiple ways you can do it. I would urge to use round function. Okay. Why I'm urging to use that? Because this is a number. Sometimes if you use a flash fill for numbers, Excel could perform some atpate calculations. Okay. You don't need that. So if you want to do flash fill, I'll just show it to you for everyone's benefit. What you do in flash fill is whatever data you have, for example, your company brand or your year, in this case, let's take this year, and you want to extract the first three digits of it. You just simply select those digits, copy and paste them here. Or you manually type it here. Anyway, you even manually type 201, same thing. And then you press Control E. When you press Control E, your data from your entire data set, Excel will capture similar data and paste it in the next cell. So your purpose would be achieved. Right. In 99% cases, this data would be right. But because we know that this is year, it's always in four digits. Why don't we extract the first three characters simply by doing left? That is one way. Or we can do a round down function. Round down number of digits, three. Okay, round down is used for decimal places. I forgot that. Right, so we can use the left function. Okay. Instead of flash fill, I would urge whenever the data has a fixed width. So currently, if you see company brand, every cell has a different length. This has maybe 15 characters. This has only 4 characters. This has 5. So every character is different. Then it's beneficial to use flash fill. But if the data has fixed width, here all the rows are 4 characters. Then it's better to use a absolute function, which is a left function. Is this piece clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, please repeat
I
again.
hope flash fill. So you just simply do a left and you select 3 characters from the left. So 201 will be selected. And you repeat this for all of the columns. Just copy and paste the formula.
But decade means, sir, 10 years, right?
Yes.
So 201 is a decade. Yeah.
201 is a decade which will comprise of all the years falling between 201 and 202. So 2011, 2022, 2023, so on and so forth.
Okay, so got it.
Although it's a very, if you ask me, it's a very inappropriate question. Okay, but still, that's what they wanted as an answer, so we have given them that answer. The question is ultimately, according to me, not correct. That's my purview. Okay, cool. But I hope you've got the concept. Okay, this means that whatever question is asked from you, you are able to solve that. Okay, no matter if the so this is what typically happens in a corporate.
Sir,
A lot of times,
sir, what is round down function? Uh, I don't know
round
about.
up and round down. Okay, round up and round down is used to round up the decimal formula. Okay, let me just show you.
Yes. Please,
Sir,
give me
for
the
rounding of the
practical
decimal
suggestions.
places after the point.
Yes. So I have 203.45. I have 203.7576. Okay. So if I do is equals to round down, this will be rounded to 20. If I do one digit, it will be rounded to 203.4. But if I do a round up instead of round down, it will take me to 203.5. So simple round function, round off that we used to do in normal maths. That's what we are doing here.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. But sir, how can you solve it from round down function?
This
Yes.
this question we cannot solve from round off function.
Okay.
Okay. Earlier I said that we could, but when I saw the data, I realized we couldn't. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Because there are no decimals. Great. So what I was telling you is, lot of time in your practical jobs, you will face scenarios that management wants some data, but according to you, when you look at the data or when you're working in that job for so long, you will understand that whatever management is asking is fairly useless. Right? That happens. Your manager is asking you to do something, but you say that this is not very important, the task that manager is assigned to you. Right? Even then, considering that they are at a leadership level, they are at a managerial level, they have thought through something when they are asking for some data, you have to provide it to them. So even by solving this question, we know that question is, I know that question is not that much correct, but at least a new concept was covered. Right? So I hope you guys have understood the concept.
Yes, sir.
Right? Any questions? I'll wait for 5 seconds.
No.
Perfect. Okay. Always look towards
No,
the
sir.
positive part of things, okay, guys? Never be negative, especially about your boss or your manager. Okay? Always look for the positive part in your lives. Let's see the next question, which is a really hot question. Okay? It says add a new column named category, and this is the condition which you have to apply. Lovely condition. Okay? Let's see. Firstly, we have to add a column category and we have to do amount and headquarter. So we have the headquarters column here, column B. We have the amount column here. So let's add a column here, category. Okay, now the question is, if amount is more than 45 lakhs and headquarter is based on certain cities which are mentioned here, then you print category A. So firstly, understand or break down this particular question. Let's break the first if. Okay. First if says that there is a and means two conditions are to be evaluated. First this and then the headquarters. Okay. So definitely within if we have to use a and function. Okay, someone who pasted I'm forgetting the name, but someone who pasted this ampersand sign, this will not work. You will have to use the A and D formula and. Okay, now within and, the first condition is amount should be greater than 45 lakh. Very good. Let's go to the amount. Amount is in D2, right? Here is, no, amount is in J2. Okay, so let's select J2. Okay, so J2 is greater than 45 lakh. Okay, this condition is done. The second condition is we have to test for headquarters. Let's see. In headquarters, we have to evaluate four cities. Within headquarters, we have to test it four times, and any of those four could result into category A. Any of these cities, any of these four cities. When we say any of the four cities, it means any one condition should be true within headquarters. So within headquarters, we'll have to apply a OR function. Now look at this carefully. Within if I'm applying a and within and I have to test two conditions. One is a direct condition which is here. Second is a OR condition. And in OR condition, I'll type D2 because D2 is where my headquarters is stored. And in headquarters, I'll type each individual city. So first one is Bangalore. Now I'll press comma. I'll type D2 again. I'll type Pune. What is next? Can anyone tell me?
Hyderabad.
Delhi and Mumbai.
Bombay.
Okay, now just look at this formula carefully before I proceed from here. What Excel will do? Excel will first evaluate this OR and see if any of these condition is true, the answer would come as true. Yes or no? Any questions here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Once the answer of this OR is true, the next condition that will be evaluated is J2 is greater than 45 lakh. If this condition is true and this condition, any of these condition is true, then the answer will be true because we have applied a AND function. But if it is in any of these cities and J2 is not more than 45 lakh, then also the answer would be false according to the AND condition. Okay, any questions on the formula that we have applied?
No, sir.
Okay, so let me see who gives the first answer. Okay, we have the first answer from Mayank. Mayank, why are you using the ampersand sign, buddy? Ampersand sign would not come. The remaining part is correct.
Sir, I've just copy pasted that. I have to replace that with AND.
No, that would not be replaced by anything. That would be replaced by a comma.
Uh, um,
You have already added the AND function in the start, right, man?
yes, yes.
So this one would only be a comma. You have to separate two conditions within AND. That would be separated by a comma. Okay, Pratap has sent the answer, which is correct. How about others, guys?
Checking, sir. A minute.
Purnima, any doubt here? Manish,
No,
Ramesh?
no, sir. I have cleared that.
Okay, just type it on chat then quickly your answer.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Amazing, good job, Akash. Akash has given the final answer for all the three conditions. Great. Okay, so I guess pretty much all of you have got the hang of it now.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
10 seconds. If anyone has any doubts here, please speak up.
Sir,
I'll
I
there.
did
wait.
not get
Sir,
my answer.
Yeah, so that's what I'm waiting for.
sir, there is any other method?
There is any other method? I told you this would be mine. I'm very sure. Who asked this question?
Akash.
Akash.
Oh, Akash. Oh, मैं कैसी बदनाम कर रखा है मैंने तुम्हें, हाँ? Okay. So as I told you guys, there are 99 methods to solve a thing. Okay. So there are different methods. I'll not lie to you, but this is the easiest at this level. Okay. For other methods, you will go into advances like creating an array, creating a data range, right? And all of that would create a havoc. So let's not go there. I definitely admire you too, Akash and Mayank. You always are curious and keep asking the right questions. Good job, both of you. Manish, you're saying something?
So the syntax is very long, so we are getting
It
confused at
is.
all.
It is. It is. It is. You have to be focused on which section of which formula you are. And once you practice this, it will work. Okay?
Yes.
Great. Can we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Alright. The final section that we have in the function says add a new column, name it tier, and assign the data according to headquarters from sheet 2. So this is our data set. Okay. We have headquarters here. And if we go to the tier sheet, according to the headquarters, we have respective tiers mentioned here. Okay. So what we do is, how do we solve this? Anyone has any ideas? Come on, guys. What formula do we use? We have to pull data from a different sheet on the basis of data that we have in our existing sheet.
Sir, we will use VLOOKUP formula.
Absolutely so. We would use VLOOKUP formula. So let's try applying that. Is equal to VLOOKUP on the basis of headquarter. What is our lookup value? Lookup value is headquarters. This is what we are searching for. Next is table or array. So this is the table or array where we are searching for data, right? A and B. Then what is the column index number? Guys, mute. Okay, the column index number for from what we want the output is 2 because we want the tier as an output, and we put a 0 for false. So we have got all the tiers reflecting here. Is this piece clear?
Yes, sir.
I'll show you the formula just so that you have a clear understanding of it.
I forgot to read sir second sheet. That is why I'm facing issue here.
Yeah, yeah, no worries, no worries. So this is what you have to do. Any doubts on the lookup formula on this one, guys? 5 seconds.
So can you repeat this formula again?
Sure. So we have equal to lookup. The first parameter that we have is the lookup value, which means what we are searching for. So we are searching for headquarters, right? So headquarters here is Gurgaon. We'll search for headquarters in these two sheets. Right here in sheet 2, in A and B is where we'll search for it. And what do we want as an output? We want the tier as an output. So tier is in column B, which means index number is 2, as you can see here. And we at the last we put 0 for false because we want an exact match.
Yes.
Right? So this is what we get. Okay, any questions, guys? Cool. Conditional formatting. Highlight all duplicates in company column. Let's see. This is our company column. We select the entire column, go to conditional formatting. In conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. In highlight cell rules, duplicate values. Any questions?
No.
Oh, sir.
When we click on duplicate values, it will ask us for the option of duplicating it. We click on OK. Whatever is a duplicate will be highlighted in red. As you see, there are so many duplicate values. Okay. The next one is highlight all series D funding with different color. Where is the funding column? Okay, we have here. So wherever there is series D, that we have to highlight in a different color. So let's select this entire column, highlight cell rules equal to, and we can select here series D. Okay, as soon as we press enter, we can highlight them maybe green color and click on OK. So series D has been highlighted in green color wherever it occurs. Any questions?
No.
Perfect. Sorting and filtering, fairly simple, guys. Sort the decade in ascending order, and with the decade, sort the tire in ascending order, and with the tire, sort the amount in ascending order. Just tell me what function we would use in this. What is the name of the function that we use in order to do the sorting?
Sir, custom sort.
Yes, sir. Then we add levels in them.
Exactly. We do custom sort and we add levels in it. Perfect. Not going into this. Pivot tables. Create a table for companies and their total count of funding, and then display some of the amount as their table values. Perfect. Fairly simple. Select the entire data. right? Create a pivot. Now, in order to evaluate what goes where, we need to understand the question thoroughly, right? Let me go here so that I can zoom in, right? So the question is create a table for companies. So companies is our base, right? So what we'll do, we'll take the company name under the rows. This is our base. Their total count of fundings. So there is a column for funding stage, right? This is the column for funding if I'm not wrong. Let's see.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, stage column is the funding, series A funding, series B funding, so on and so forth, right? So we select the stage column and we put it in values and it is showing us the count of funding that they have drawn, all the companies. Okay. Next is and then display the sum of amount as their table values. So next we select amount and we put it in values. It is showing us count. We need the sum. So we select this count option, value field settings, select the sum from here, click on OK. This is the sum of total funding that they have received. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Perfect. Create a row for decade and tier with the total amount as their table values. Decade and tier. Okay. So we'll just remove the company name. We have a decade option here. We'll add decades and we'll add tier. Right? So in 19197, in all of these years, there were tier 1 cities, but no funding was there. So this is how you achieve this. Okay, quick question for all of you. Trick question, not something which is there in your Capstone project. Currently, you see in column A, we are seeing the decades also and the tiers also. What if I want all of them in different rows, in different columns? How do I do that?
Please repeat the question.
So in column A, you can see that 197 is also there, which is a decade, and you have tier 1 also, which is a tier. I want 197 to be in a different column and tier to be in a different column because these are two different parameters, two different columns, right? Two different you can say figurines. If I have to insert a chart, you go to analyze and you have the pivot chart option here. Remember? Under pivot chart, it will show you different type of charts which are suitable for this type of data. Now the data is pretty huge and unstructured. So you can insert any chart that you want, but it will not reflect the best of the figures because the data is not very well structured. Right? But this is how you insert a chart. Okay, the very first data that you had, let me show that to you. You had company, and under company, you had count of values that you took, right? And you also had Sum of figures, right? This is the first data that you have. If you go to analyze and insert a pivot chart, this is how your chart would look like, right? You will also have a combo chart. Look at this. This is a two-in-one chart. Only an analyst can derive insights from this chart. Okay, so this is how you insert charts. Perfect. 6 minutes to end the session. And before we end the session, any questions that you have on any of these Capstone project concepts, or for that matter, any concepts in Excel that we covered.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Pivot
Mayank, we'll just
table.
come. Yeah, we'll just come to pivots. I have it noted. I want to ask from others also. Right, before we move on to the pivot table questions or understanding the pivot table a little better,
So we have to focus only one main thing, that is VLOOKUP.
VLOOKUP is a primary tool and very versatile uses there in all of the businesses. So yes, VLOOKUP is very important, but I would not say that it is the only tool you should focus on.
Yes,
Equally important are pivot tables.
yes, because in organizations we have to use mostly times VLOOKUP.
That's not true. I would say in organizations, mostly time you use pivot tables.
Oh,
It's a mix, guys. It's a mix. It depends on what work you are doing, what field you are in. So it's a mix. You cannot be focused on any one particular data. Okay. Cool. Okay. If there are no other questions, let's move to pivot table. Now, Mayank, can you tell me the exact question that you have? What problem you are facing with pivot tables?
Sir, I am getting too much confused because of so many options in the pivot table.
Okay. Okay. So let's break this into three parts. Let's break your question into three parts. First one is, you know how to insert a pivot table?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. This is sorted. The next question is, how to decide what goes where? I mean, what field goes into all of these columns? Do you know how to decide on what field to go where?
Yes, most of the items are in rows and columns and the numbers in values.
Correct. Perfect. Perfect. Right. Once it's there, you know how to change average to count, count to sum, the field layout settings.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay. Change value field settings is clear. Okay. Then what is the exact question, man? These were the 3 points that I wanted
Sir,
to cover.
I want to practice more on pivot tables on real life situations. So how can I get these questions?
How can you get these questions? Interesting. Okay. If you really want to practice something, I can share you maybe a list of questions and a test data so that you can practice those pieces out. Okay, or rather do one thing. I'll give you an even simpler solution. You have the mini project 2, mini project 1, and this data of Capstone project, right?
Yes.
Right. Look at that data, and then whatever job, whatever field, whatever business opportunity you seek, right? Think from that angle and create pivots for it. Let me give you an example. I'm just sharing my screen. So this is the data that I have. This now, as the data suggests, it relates to Indian startups, right? I want to derive some insights from it. I don't know what to derive, but I want to practice pivot table anyhow. What I will do is, the first question that comes to my mind, I'll start asking questions about the data. Okay, to myself. I'll ask questions about the data to myself. So, how many companies were founded in which year? That is my first and foremost question. So, Mayank, imagine this question comes to your mind. How would you solve this? How many companies were solved in which year? What is the base?
Founded column is the base.
Founded column is the base. Mayank, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So I take founded and I place it under here in the rows. Now, what do I do to the companies column?
In the
I,
columns.
no. I place it under values. I want the count of companies that are founded on each year, right? So I take it to values. Now I've got the answer that these are the companies which are founded in these respective years. Okay, my first question which I had is solved. Easy enough?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to see this data broken down into a series of 10 years. Do you all remember grouping? So we right click on it, we go to group, and we say for every 10 years you create a group and you click on OK. So for every 10 years you've got a group here and you see that between 2013 and 2022 maximum companies have been founded. Right? This is how you, sorry, this is how you derive insights, guys. Okay, now the second question that could come up to my mind is, for example, the sector. How many companies are founded in e-learning sector, in food and beverage sector, or customer service sector? Then I'll create a pivot accordingly for that. So that is how you keep asking questions on the basis of data, and you keep creating pivots. That's how you practice. You have 3 data sets with you, man. Practice as much as you want. Which company, which company, like which city has the headquarters for maximum companies? Okay, another question that you have. You look at the data and you are derived with so many insights. Think about which founder has founded more than one company, right? This is how you derive different insights when you keep asking questions about a particular data. Okay, any questions? No?
No, sir.
Awesome. Great. All the best for the Capstone project, guys. I wish you all the best for the interview sessions that you have. And any challenges, any questions, I'll just mention my contact here. Feel free to reach out to me. There might be a delay in the response, but I'll definitely respond back to you. I forgot my own number. Okay. So I'll definitely respond back to you with whatever query you have, and we'll find a resolution for that. Okay. And not just related to Excel, okay? Career, jobs, offer letters, interviews, any questions that you have, communication skills, anything in your life you're facing a challenge with, you have an ear with me, okay? I'm here to hear your points. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful Sunday. Take rest. Bye-bye.
Okay, sir. Good night.
Good night. Bye.